Hello. Come in. In here. It's good of you to come.
Not at all.
Gonna sit down?
Well, I might, yes, in a minute.
Judy's at the hospital. On night duty.
Hmm?
I must speak to you. It's important.
Speak.
Yes.
You look quite rough. What's the trouble? It's not about you and Emma, is it? I know all about that.
Yes, so I've been told.
Ah. Well, it's not very important, has it? Been over for years, hasn't it?
It is important.
Really? Why?
Well, I thought I was going to go mad.
When?
This evening, just now. Wondering whether to phone you. Well, I had to phone you. It took me 2 hours to phone you. And then you were with the kids. I thought I wasn't going to be able to see you. I thought I'd go mad. I'm very grateful to you for coming.
Oh, for God's sake. Look, what exactly do you want to say?
I don't know why she told you. I don't know how she could tell you. I just don't understand. Listen, I know you've got... Look, I saw her today. We had a drink. I haven't seen her for... And she told me that you're in trouble, both of you. And so on. I know that. I mean, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Why not? The fact is, I can't understand why she felt it necessary, after all these years, to tell you so suddenly, last night.
Last night?
Without consulting me, without warning me. After all, you and me.
She didn't tell me last night.
What do you mean? I know about last night. She told me. You were up all night, weren't you?
That's correct.
And she told you last night about her and me, did she not?
No, she didn't. She didn't tell me about you and her last night. She told me about you and her 4 years ago. So she didn't have to tell me again last night, because I knew. And she knew I knew because she told me herself 4 years ago.
What?
I think I will sit down. I thought you knew.
Knew what?
That I knew. But I've known for years. I thought you knew that.
If we've seen each other a great deal over the past 4 years. We've had lunch.
Never played squash, though.
I was your best friend.
Well, yes. Sure. Oh, don't get upset. There's no point.
Sam! Sam! I told you to turn that record down.
I did.
Well, it's still too loud.
It's not the same record.
Well, turn this one down.
All right, all right.
Why didn't she tell me?
Well, I'm not her, old boy.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you might know.
But you didn't know for certain, did you? You didn't know.
No?
Then why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
That you knew, you bastard.
Oh, don't call me a bastard, Jerry.
What are we going to do?
You and I are not going to do anything. My marriage is finished. I've just got to make proper arrangements, that's all. How are the children?
You hadn't thought of telling Judith?
Telling Judith what? Oh, about you and Emma. You mean she never knew? Are you quite sure? No, I hadn't thought of telling Judith, actually. You don't seem to understand. You don't seem to understand that I don't give a shit about any of this. It's true I've hit Emma once or twice, but that wasn't to defend a principle. I wasn't inspired to do it from any kind of moral standpoint. It just felt like giving her a good bashing. The old itch. You understand.
But you betrayed her for years, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
And she never knew about it, did she?
Didn't she?
I didn't.
No, you didn't know very much about anything, really, did you?
No.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. I lived with her.
Yes, in the afternoons.
Sometimes very long ones, for 7 years.
Yes, you certainly knew all there was to know about that, about the 7 years of afternoons. I don't know anything about that. I hope she looked after you all right.
We used to like each other.
We still do. I bumped into old Casey the other day. I believe he's having an affair with my wife. We haven't played squash for years, Casey and me. Used to have a damn good game.
He's put on weight.
Yes, I thought that.
He's over the hill.
Is he?
Don't you think so?
In what respect?
His work, his books.
Oh, his books, his art. Yes, his art does seem to be falling away, doesn't it?
Still sells.
Oh, sells very well. Sells very well indeed. Very good for us. For you and me.
Yes.
Have you read any good books lately?
I've been reading Yeats.
Ah, Yeats, yes.
You read Yeats on Torcello once?
On Torcello?
Don't you remember? Years ago, you went over to Torcello in the dawn, alone, and read Yeats.
So I did. I told you that. Yes. Where are you going this summer, you and the family?
The Lake District. What do you want to do, then?
don't quite know what we're doing anymore, that's all. I mean, this flat.
Yes.
Can you actually remember when we were last here?
In the summer, was it?
Well, was it?
I know it
was the beginning of
seems-
September.
Well, that's the summer, isn't it?
It was actually extremely cold. It was early autumn.
It's pretty cold now.
We were going to get another electric fire.
Yes, I never got that.
Not much point in getting it if we're never here.
We're here now.
Not really.
Things have changed. You've been so busy, your job and everything.
Well, I know, but I mean, I like it. I want to do it.
No, it's great. It's marvellous for you. But you're not...
If you're running a gallery, you've got to run it. You've got to be there.
But you're not free in the afternoons, are you?
No.
So how can we meet?
But look at the times you're out of the country. You're never here.
But when I am here, you're not free in the afternoon, so we can never meet.
We can meet for lunch.
We can meet for lunch, but we can't come all the way out here for a quick lunch. Too old for that.
I didn't suggest that. You see, in the past, we were inventive. We were determined. It seemed impossible to meet. Impossible, and yet we did. We met here. We took this flat and we met in this flat because we wanted to.
It would not matter how much we wanted to if you're not free in the afternoons and I'm in America. Nights have always been out of the question, and you know it. I have a family.
I have a family, too.
I know that perfectly well. I might remind you that your husband is my oldest friend.
What do you mean by that?
I don't mean anything by it.
But what are you trying to say by saying that?
Jesus, I'm not trying to say anything. I said precisely what I wanted to say.
I see. The fact is that in the old days we used our imagination. And we'd take a night and make an arrangement and go to an hotel.
Yes, we did, but that was, in the main, before we got this flat.
We haven't spent many nights in this flat.
No. Not many nights anywhere, really.
Can you afford to keep it going month after month?
Oh.
It's a waste. Nobody comes here. I just can't bear to think about it, actually. Just empty. All day and night. Day after day and night after night. I mean, the crockery and the curtains and the bedspread and everything. And the tablecloth I brought from Venice. It's ridiculous. It's just an empty home.
It's not a home. I know what you wanted, but it could never actually be a home. You have a home. I have a home. With curtains, etc. And children. 2 children. In 2 homes. There are no children here, so it's not the same kind of home.
It was never intended to be the same kind of home, was it? You didn't ever see it as a home in